Hello dear lovely audience, welcome back to another reality TV new recap. Everyone, I know y'all have been waiting for this. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Kathryn Dennis was recently sentenced following a recent incident in Goose Creek, South Carolina. For many, Dennis was known for appearing on the Bravo series Southern Charm for multiple seasons. Recently, reports have come out that the reality show star had to spend time in jail over the incident. Kathryn Dennis was previously part of the cast of Southern Charm from 2014 to 2022. Many fans were introduced to Dennis after appearing on the Bravo reality series Southern Charm. The series focused on Southern culture, particularly on socialites in the Charleston area. Initially a friend of the cast, Dennis was a main cast member through the 2nd to 8th seasons, appearing from 2014 to 2022. She did not return for the 9th season. According to Count On News 2, Dennis was convicted and sentenced this past Friday. She had been caught driving under the influence last year in Goose Creek, South Carolina. This past Friday, Dennis was sentenced to serve 30 days in Berkeley County Jail. According to the arresting agency, she was charged with DUI, driving under the influence, which had been labeled as a first offense. Back on May 20, 2024, Dennis was involved in a 3-vehicle crash. When officers arrived at the scene, bystanders told police she might be impaired and claimed to smell alcohol on her. According to the outlet, police reportedly noticed Dennis had glossy eyes when she approached them. Inspecting the vehicle, they noticed an unopened mini Fireball bottle and an empty pink tumbler. Many fans expressed sympathy for Dennis on social media. A responding officer also claimed to smell alcohol on Dennis when trying to speak with her. When asked, however, Dennis denied drinking or taking medication. While at the detention center, according to the officer, Dennis later claimed to have drunk alcohol way earlier. On social media, fans were concerned as to why it took so long for Dennis to be sentenced. As one commenter suggested, it depends on the case and location. It can take anywhere from a few months to over a year after being charged. There's one county close to me that gets so many dues they have to refer cases to a neighboring county. Fans of the Southern Charm star still showed sympathy to what had happened. As one commenter hoped, while still admonishing what happened, I can't help but root for her, maybe this will be the wake-up call she needs. I hope nobody was hurt. Please, friends, don't drive under the influence. Southern Charm alum Kathryn Dennis sentenced to jail in DUI case, The Rise, The Fall, and The Reckoning. On a crisp October afternoon in 2025, the familiar hush fell over the courtroom in Berkeley County, South Carolina. Reporters, cameras, legal aides, and courtroom spectators exchanged glances. For Kathryn Dennis, former star of Bravo's Southern Charm, this moment was both an end and a beginning, the culmination of years of public drama, private struggle, and the consequences of choices made in the glare of the spotlight. From Charleston elite to tabloid staple, Kathryn Dennis first gained national attention through Southern Charm, the reality show that chronicles the social lives, relationships, and scandals of Charleston's upper echelons. She entered the show young, attractive, and ambitious, and became a staple in the Bravo universe for 8 seasons, until her departure in early 2023. But behind the glamour of mansions, dinners, and social soirees, the narrative was more complicated. Dennis's relationship with ex-partner Thomas Ravenel, their ongoing custody battles, and her prior brushes with substance abuse and legal issues always loomed in the background. Over time, her life reflected the kind of tragic arc that often unfolds when fame collides with personal demons. The incident that changed everything. The event that triggered the latest reckoning occurred on May 20, 2024. Kathryn Dennis was involved in a multi-vehicle collision in Goose Creek, South Carolina, near the intersection of U.S. Highway 52 and Stephanie Drive. Bystanders told police she appeared impaired. Officers later reported she had glossy eyes, and that an odor of alcohol emanated from her. In her vehicle, officers found many bottles of Fireball liquor, some opened, and a pink tumbler. Initially, she denied drinking, but later admitted to consuming alcohol earlier in the evening. Dashcam footage showed a distraught Dennis, weeping and railing at authorities, protesting that her children would suffer, even accusing the officers of treating her unfairly. I was in a horrible car accident and now I'm being arrested. What? This is crazy, she yelled. She also blamed her ex, Thomas Ravenel, claiming he had ruined her life. At certain points, she attempted to apologize, saying she didn't want to come off as a bad person. It was a raw, emotional scene, one that made headlines, reignited conversations about accountability, and laid bare her pain. A legal process that stretched across time. Following the crash, Dennis was arrested on charges including driving under the influence DUI and transport of an open container of alcohol. She was bonded out and ordered to appear in court in June. But her legal journey would take over a year, with court appearances, pleas, hearings, and drama, typical in high-profile cases. Meanwhile, her past legal entanglements added weight to public scrutiny. In October 2023, a vehicle registered in her name was involved in an alleged hit-and-run that struck a school resource officer in front of an elementary school. That matter, as of yet, had not resulted in public charges. She had, in earlier years, struggled openly with substance abuse and lost custody of her children temporarily following a positive drug test. The cumulative effect: her reputation was already fragile. The sentence: 30 days behind bars. On October 3, 2025, the verdict came. Kathryn Dennis was convicted in the DUI case and sentenced to 30 days in the Berkeley County Jail. She was booked later that day. The sentence was widely covered in the entertainment press and local news outlets alike. 30 days is not a lifetime, but in this case it is symbolic, a period of enforced silence, reflection, and perhaps reckoning. For Kathryn Dennis, the sentence is simultaneously a consequence and a turning point. Reactions, sympathy, and speculation. News outlets reported the sentencing with a mix of pity, criticism, and analysis. People described the case's timeline, the evidence, and Dennis's public persona. Page 6 ran with the angle that the sentence was long overdue. Social media and fan forums responded in waves, some with schadenfreude, others with empathy, some urging she see this as a wake-up call. A recurring theme in commentary is the intersection of celebrity and accountability. Some argue that someone in the public eye must face consequences visibly, others say that the system is punitive rather than rehabilitative. A common hope voiced by fans and critics alike, that Dennis use this time to heal, reconnect with purpose, and reclaim her life for her children. The stakes: children, custody, reputation. None of this unfolds in a vacuum. Kathryn shares 2 children with Thomas Ravenel, daughter Kensington and son Street. Julian, St. Custody has long been a contentious issue in their relationship, with multiple courtroom fights, court orders, and allegations. In fact, by 2023 Ravenel was granted full custody, and Kathryn's visits were restricted and monitored. Her public struggles, arrests, and now jail time raise the specter that her parental fitness will again be questioned. Will the sentence harm her chances of regaining more parenting time? Will custody courts view her choices as evidence of instability? The legal and personal stakes are enormous. Her public image, once that of a young Southern belle thrust into reality television, is now overshadowed by legal turmoil and personal crisis. The sentence only reinforces to audiences that Kathryn Dennis is no longer just a cast member on Southern Charm, she is, in many ways, a tragic public figure. A chance at redemption. While a jail sentence is punitive, it can also be a crossroads. For Kathryn Dennis, there is an opportunity, if she so chooses, to use this moment as a turning point. In public statements and social media posts following her arrest, she has occasionally expressed remorse, gratitude, and humility. She has indicated she does not want her life to be defined by mistakes, that she wants to be better for her children. That said, addiction, mental health, trauma, and public scrutiny are tangled, complex issues. Rehabilitation is rarely linear. The cameras may have left her reality show, but the cameras of public opinion, and the media, are still watching. If she can emerge whole on the other side, the narrative might turn from tragedy to comeback. If not, the cautionary tale may only deepen.